So in this video, we're going to take a look at how to factor a quadratic using the box method. So this first example might seem a little strange because you might say, oh, well, why don't I just use the sum product method? But when we get into the second problem where the leading coefficient is something other than 1, you'll see why. So to use the box method in this first problem, we're just going to set up a box. We'll split it into 4 pieces. And for the top left box, we're going to put our leading term in, which is 1x squared, or I could also just write it as x squared, right? That 1 is implied. And in the bottom right box, I can put my trailing constant, which in this case is negative 24. So just like we did in the sum product video, we can set up an x and say, okay, well, I'm trying to find 2 terms that multiply to be, well, 1 times negative 24 is negative 24. So we need 2 terms that multiply to be negative 24 and add up to be positive 2. So we could set up a table and start listing out how many different ways I can get to negative 24 through multiplication and I can get to 2 through addition. Well, if you did that, I think you would find that the answer would be that 6 and negative 4. 6 times negative 4 gives you negative 24. 6 plus negative 4 gives you positive 2. So we found our 2 terms. Okay. Now, when you're doing the box method, it's very important that we attach whatever variable we're working with. In this case, it's an x. Make sure that you put an x next to those 2 terms. Okay. If you don't, you're going to run into issues. Now, we're going to start taking a look at a couple different pieces of this. So first, I'm going to look across here at x squared and 6x. And what is the GCF of those 2? Well, the GCF of x squared and 6x is just x. We'll do the same thing here. The GCF for negative 4x and negative 24, well, that's negative 4. Now I'll go up and down. GCF of x squared minus 4x is x. And over here, GCF of 6x and negative 24, that's 6. So my final factored form is x plus 6 and x minus 4. Alright, so why don't we do one more? Because I want to do one with you guys where the lead coefficient isn't 1. In this case, the lead coefficient is 5. So let's set up our box. Front, or leading term, I should say. Leading term is 5x squared. So I'm going to put my 5x squared here. My trailing constant is negative 6. So I'll put my negative 6 there. Set up my x. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. And my middle constant is negative 7. So I'm looking for 2 terms that will multiply to be negative 30 and add to be negative 7. Let's figure it out. So we have negative 30. What are all the ways we can get to negative 30? Well, we could do 1 times negative 30. We could do negative 1 times positive 30. We could do 2 times negative 15. We could do negative 2 times positive 15. We could do 3 and negative 10. We could also do negative 3 and positive 10. Let's see if we have anything yet. So 1 plus negative 30 gives us negative 29. Nope. Negative 1 plus 30 is positive 29. Nope. 2 plus negative 15. No. Negative 2 plus 15 is positive 13. No. 3 plus negative 10. 3 plus negative 10 gives us negative 7. That's what we want. So we've got our 2 terms. And we don't have to worry about this last one. So we have our 2 terms are positive 3 and negative 10. So I'll go ahead and put them in. Once again, location doesn't matter. Put whichever one wherever you want. So I'll put negative 10x here. And maybe I'll put my positive 3x over here. Okay, so now we're looking at GCFs. GCF for 5x squared and negative 10x. Well, I could definitely pull a 5x out of there. GCF across here, 3x and negative 6, that would be positive 3. Going down, 5x squared and 3x, that'd just be an x. And lastly, negative 10x and negative 6, well, that would be a negative 2. Okay. So now our final factored form is going to be 5x plus 3 and x minus 2. And there we are.